What is a flow? Well, let's start off by describing that a flow is unidirectional. Look at all these arrows. These arrows are pointing in one direction. One direction. It's unidirectional. Do you see return traffic here? No. We're not looking at return traffic. We're just looking at the traffic going from a source to a particular destination. So flow number one is unidirectional. Now, there can be multiple flows within the organization. So what constitute packets as being part of the same flow? Well, every single packet that has the same source IP address, destination IP address, source port, destination port, layer 3 protocol type, class of service and type of service markings, as well as arriving inbound on the same interface, well, all those packets are part of the same flow. So since those packets are part of the same flow, they can be analyzed as a flow of packets, as a grouping of packets that are all coming from the same source, going to the same destination with all these same parameters. If any one of these key parameters are different, for example, the port changes, either source or destination, doesn't matter. Just one of these values change, just slightly. That is a completely different flow. So then the router would have to keep track of that as a different flow. So if we zoom in a little bit more here, we'll see that the traffic is arriving inbound on this particular interface. As the traffic arrives inbound, the NetFlow operation on the router has to inspect that packet. It has to look at the source IP address, the destination IP address, the source port, destination port, the layer 3 protocol, the type of service byte, the input interface. If all that information matches information that's already in the flow cache, well, then it's going to add that particular packet and the information corresponding to that packet to the flow that's already in there. However, if the flow doesn't already exist, meaning it's new traffic that hasn't been seen before based on these 7 key characteristics, then a new entry in our flow cache is going to be added. And then any other packets that match this information are going to be added and updated to that particular entry in our flow cache. So then eventually this information is going to be pushed to that NetFlow collector, that software that's running on a server in our organization for reporting purposes.